Merson's blunt assessment: fitness and depth will decide the title, grabbed attention because it simplified a complex race into the variables that truly matter across 38 games: availability and balance. Arsenal's problem in recent years was never only about creativity or a frontman's goals. It was about a fragile spine, a midfield that could be overrun, and a forward line that sometimes lacked the ruthless finish a title chase demands. This window, Arteta targeted those points. He added players who can slot in without altering the identity of the team, shoring up a holding midfield role to protect the defence, and bringing in options up front who can press, rotate, and deliver when the minutes grow heavy. The result is not a glamorous makeover so much as a purposeful engineering of a squad that can survive the attrition of a season. Meanwhile, Liverpool's summer has raised eyebrows because a team that looked impenetrable last year showed cracks in the Community Shield, and at moments where cohesion matters most. Last season's triumphs owed as much to fortune and fitness as it did to brilliant coaching. When rivals were injured, the Reds capitalised. If this season unfolds with more parity, if the usual suspects stumble, Arsenal are ready to exploit that window. But this is not fate. It is contingency. Arteta's plan depends on disciplined rotation, medical management, and senior players delivering consistently. If his rotations preserve key legs and the new signings integrate quickly, Arsenal will not only be competitive, they will force the question of who truly deserves to lift the trophy. The human element cannot be overstated. A single injury to a talisman, a midweek collapse, or a club run of bad luck can reshape the table overnight. That's the drama that makes the Premier League ruthless and intoxicating in equal measure. To the fans, the smell of possibility brings both cautious optimism and a sense of inevitability finally within reach. For Arteta, it's an opportunity to convert philosophy into legacy. He has moved from tactical architect to conductor of a deeper, more resilient orchestra. And that change, the quiet acquisitions that solve glaring problems, is the masterstroke behind this narrative. Over the coming months, the checkpoints will be obvious. Early August form, September's intensity, the winter run where squads are strained and depth proves decisive. If Arsenal pass those tests without losing momentum, the script that once read almost could be rewritten as finally. If they fail, the season will become another lesson in how small margins define greatness. Either way, the stakes are simple and brutal. Fitness, depth, and temperamental consistency will crown a champion. Arteta has given Arsenal a plan that addresses those exact variables. And that is why more voices are now arguing Arsenal are not merely hopeful, they are favourites. Fans know better than to predict a coronation in August. Football punishes certainty. Yet, when structure meets ambition and past weaknesses are methodically fixed, a club's trajectory can pivot fast. This year, Arsenal's pivot feels less like wishful thinking and more like preparation. The coming 9 months will decide whether that preparation was enough and whether Arteta's masterstroke becomes the moment a new era begins at the Emirates. The air around the Premier League has changed. You can feel it in the conversations, the transfer headlines, and the way fans speak about the coming months as if history itself might twist. For Arsenal, the last few seasons have been a slow burn of promise, edged by disappointment. Near misses that tasted almost like victory. Seasons where talent flared but structure faltered. This summer felt different. There was a clarity to the signings. A sense that Mikel Arteta and his recruitment team were not buying potential. They were buying answers. That shift is why pundits who once tipped Liverpool or Manchester City as untouchable are now hedging their bets.